Do you know most people act like a psychic and they don't even know they're doing it? Alright guys, today's video is going to be done while I walk. Oh, it's a busy day today. And I want to get this video out before I forgot about it. And I'm looking for a garbage can because I'm carrying a pocket full of poop. If you walk your dog as much as I do, you know what I mean. And yeah, the poop's inside of a bag, of course. Just saying. Okay, let me explain what I mean by everybody acts like a psychic, but they don't even realize they're doing it. I'll give you a good example. Let's say I got to go to the doctor's appointment, which I do really soon, and I'm nervous. So my wife and my friends will say, it's going to be just fine. You're going to do fine. Well, can they see into my future? Are they psychics? Are they seeing into my future and they're going to know everything's going to be fine? Or your son or your daughter is starting school and it's a new school and they're extremely nervous. You're going to tell them you're going to do just fine. Today's going to be completely fine. Are you that psychic that's going to see into that child's future and know it's going to be fine? I mean, I've done this before, haven't you? Haven't you ever told somebody that's worried about something, things going to turn out fine? Well, guys, when we do that, we're acting like a psychic, but yet we don't even realize we're doing it. Okay, so if we don't want to act like we're a psychic and tell our loved ones that everything's going to be okay, what can we say to them? We could try the reasonable approach. Let's use my son Damien. I'll say he's nervous. I'm going to tell him, son, you're not the only one's going to be nervous there. I do believe there's going to be a lot of other nervous kids just like you. He's going to look me straight in the eyes and say, well, Dad, you're telling me the obvious. Well, duh. I mean, what can you say to somebody? What can you say to that person that is very, very, very nervous to start that first day of school or go to the doctor's appointment or start a new job? What can you say to them if you don't want to play like you're a psychic? I'm going to tell you a story, okay? Hang on. Let me tell you a pretty good story. Okay, when we first moved here, Elizabeth had to go from one school to the next school, and she was starting new school. She was brand new in this elementary we have. Well, when the first day of school came around, she was so scared. Oh my gosh, she had a panic attack, and I just could not get her to go. She freaked out. So Elizabeth missed the first day of school. So the second day came, and I was like, no, you gotta go. And I literally almost had to put her in the car. Well, on my way to drive her to school, because she done missed the bus, she wasn't going to go out that door, and I had a fight with her. So I was like, okay, I'll take you to school. So on the way up to school, I stopped at the Shell station. I said, hang on, I got to get something. I went into the Shell station, and I picked up a little thing of Tic Tacs. I came back to the car, and I said, listen to me. This is candy what I want to give you here, but they have powers to them. She's like, what do you mean, Dad? I said, they help the nerves. I said, whenever you start feeling nervous, you pop one of these in your mouth. I said, now listen, if the teachers see you taking them, you might get in trouble, you might get them taken away. But if the teachers see you taking them, you tell them that your dad got them for you, and you just need them for the first couple days of school because they help make you relax. These Tic Tacs will relax you, and they will help. And she looks at me with the sad eyes because she's been crying. She's like, Dad, you promise? I said, yes, sweetie. They will help you. So I dropped her off to school. I think I cried a little bit because it's the hardest thing in the world for me to do. I mean, we want to be there for our children, right? So I dropped her off to school. So Elizabeth went to school and she came home, and I was really concerned on how these Tic Tacs worked. She came in and I said, Elizabeth, she's like, Dad, the Tic Tacs worked. Oh my gosh. I was nervous and I put a Tic Tac in and it took my nerves away. And I met some new friends, and I'm gonna like. I said, so you okay to go tomorrow? She's like, yeah, but I'm gonna need at least a couple more of these things of Tic Tacs. I'm like, oh. I told her, I was like, awesome, Elizabeth, awesome. Then in the back of my mind, I was like, oh boy, What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Well, I didn't want to stop the Tic Tac, her new addiction to Tic Tacs. I didn't want to stop that right away, so I let this go on for about 2 or 3 more weeks. Then I decided one day, she came in from school, I said, Elizabeth, sit down and talk to me for a minute. I said, you know, them Tic Tacs have no powers, right? All they were was like a, what do they call that? I want to say a kazip, no? It's some, oh, shoot, I'm having a mind fart. You guys know what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying. And she looks at me straight in the eye, she's like, well, duh, Dad. I knew that the very next day. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, it just tastes good, so I want some more. Many years later, Damien was nervous going to the high school. Actually, it was this year. Or, well, it was last year, actually, when he started the high school. So I told him, I went out and got him a thing of Tic Tacs. I said, these helped your sister, these will help you. And Damien was like, I know the story, Dad. They don't have no powers to them. They don't do anything. I said, no. But if you think they do, they will. So he did the same thing, but you know, hold on. I'm getting that vlogger arm. Give me a second, folks. Okay, let's try it this way. Do you know Elizabeth had addiction to them Tic Tacs for many years later? Yeah. And she's not on the Tic Tacs today. She's on some other kind of mints. Damien took them one day, came home. He says, I didn't take none of them. I was completely fine. All right, let's get back to the original story, guys. We all think we have that psychic abilities, but yet we don't know we're doing it. What are we to do? We want to comfort our loved ones. We want to tell them things are going to be fine, but really we don't know if things are. What else can we say, though? So if we can't use everything's going to be fine, if we can't pretend to be psychics, even though we don't know we're doing it, what can we do? Well, I did try some other logic with Elizabeth, and I tried it with Damien. I basically told them, I was like, you guys know that I went to many different schools growing up. And I was nervous in every one of them. But what I did was, I decided if I could make it through the first hour, if everything was fine, then I'd be able to make it through the next hour. So each hour, I would have to sit there and tell myself, well, shoot, that first hour was out nothing. Let's go through the next hour. After I got about 3 or 4 hours underneath my belt, I was like, shoot, I can make it through the rest of the day. And that seemed to help me most of the times. Well, both of my kids I told this to, they looked me straight in the face and said, that was you, Dad, that's not us. But then again, you know, let's look at it from another standpoint. Let's say we do go that route and say everything's going to be fine. We play to know the future. And then let's say things wasn't fine. Your child is going to lose confidence in you. You know, where you feel, you know, every child wants their parent to be the one that comforts them, and they're going to lose that. As if you tell your child, yeah, you're going to be fine today. It's normal to be nervous. It's going to work out fine, but yet let's say it doesn't. That child ain't going to believe you saying. That child ain't going to believe you anymore whenever you tell them it's going to be fine. Truth of the matter is, fear. I'm trying to think of the right words. It was mentioned, fear, you're afraid of fear you're afraid of fear for fear itself. Something like that, which is very true. And when you're scared to do something, you basically question it. And then you think the worst. The next thing you know, the thing you're afraid of, you're in full panic mode. Well, folks, I would be a hypocrite if I told you I know how to get out of that, because I have lots of issues in that area. But when it comes to our loved ones, like our kids, our spouses, our friends, the only thing we know what to say to them is, you're going to be fine. And then when the shoe's on the other foot, I guess you kind of expect for them to say you're going to be fine too. So maybe it's okay to pretend to be that psychic after all. Okay, maybe we could do something like this. Now, I'll tell you what brought this video to mind was last night. My wife was nervous to get blood work done today. Okay? She was nervous about it. So, I start to say to her, you're going to be just fine. Then I stop myself. I said, if I'm telling you you're going to be fine, then I'm acting like a psychic, like I know your future. And she's like, well, Michael, that's not helping any. I said, no, listen to me, hon. Of all the other times that I've gotten blood work, you've gotten blood work, we was in and out of there faster than 30 minutes. I said, we go through 2 checkpoints, actually 3 checkpoints and get blood. You go in, you sit in the waiting room until you go up and sign the paper. Then you sit again until you go back to the registry. You get registered. Back there, then you go to another room, you sit again. Oh, hold on, car coming. That person wasn't slowing down. But you go, you sit in the room, then next thing you know, you go back and you give your blood. It only takes maybe at the most back there, it's 5 minutes. Then you're out. So use logic with it. You say, well, all the times we've been there, all the times I've been there, in and out real quick. No problem whatsoever. And you go by checkpoints. You know, as you go through the system, you say, okay, checkpoint 1's done. Let's get checkpoint 2 over with. Let's get checkpoint 3 over with. Now let's get the home run over with. Now let's get the hell out of here. And you can do that with your kids on the first day of school. You can tell them, well, I was nervous too, but what I learned, hey, after the day went on, I was fine. Then after you put some logic to it, and you try to come on their level, then you tell them, with all that being said, I do believe you're going to be fine. See, you're not telling them they're being fine, they're going to be fine. You say you do believe they will, which kind of leaves that cushy spot in case it wasn't fine. You didn't promise them they would be fine. Alright guys, today's workout I'm going to do it a mile shy. I felt a little bit under the weather today. So I'm going to make up with the rest of it cleaning my house. And plus, Saturday I put the miles in, my friends. Holy smokes, let me tell you this real quick before we end this out. Okay, the video that you seen Monday, that actually did that video on Saturday. And boy, oh boy, did I put the miles in that day. I did my normal walk, then I did another walk, then I did another walk, and then I did another walk. Altogether, I think I got close to 13 miles in that day. Whew. I was achy. And then I actually went out that night and did some more walking. Alright guys. Oh man, I got that blogger arm again. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I want to thank you for watching. It means a lot to me. If you guys haven't subscribed to me, subscribe now. Sometimes I got okay videos. And make sure you hit that little bell down there, which will let you know I have a new video up. I have a video up usually Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, sometimes on a weekend. And sometimes, most of the time, I try to get them about 9 a.m. Sometimes I'm late on that, though, because of my time frames with me walking and working out. I don't like to put it on the scheduler, just so you know. But until next time, guys, come on. Oh, my neck hurts, so I can't get that whip. Come on. Let's get out of here. Hey, everybody, you can now send me mail. Junk mail, any kind of mail, it doesn't matter. Postcards, because now I got a P.O. box. So, the link's down in the description. Check it out and send me something. Yeah?